Hi there, welcome to our channel. I'm on my own today, just doing one of the solo videos that we've talked about doing. I thought I'd focus today on child sex abuse, and one of the reasons why I am so vocal about opposing the policies of Watchtower regarding reporting of child sexual abuse. I've got two daughters myself, and I can recall when they were very small being extremely protective of them, and in fact my whole thinking on the matter was I just wanted to see them grow up and develop as human beings, as their own individual personalities, and become really confident members of society. It was alien to me, absolutely foreign, to think of touching them in any inappropriate way. And I would have defended them with my life if anyone had tried doing that. I think family really is all about supporting, nurturing, encouraging, and that's what I've tried to do with my two daughters and also my grandchildren. There's two granddaughters that I have, and I now have a great-granddaughter as of about a month ago. So when I was watching the Australian Royal Commission, I watched it live streamed, and one of my very good at that time elder friends, when I said to him, "Have you seen Jeffrey Jackson giving testimony at the Australian Royal Commission?" He said, "Oh no, it must be photoshopped." And I said, no, this is a live stream from the courtroom. He's taken an oath on the Silver Sword Bible, and it's him live streaming. He said, "Oh no, it must be green screened, Satan's media, the whole thing." Well, it wasn't green screened, as we know, and I'll put a clip of Jeffrey Jackson with his testimony for any who may not have seen it. We have a billboard system of adverts in New Zealand for a beer brand called Tui, and I'll pop one of those for you to have a look at, and they have a saying, "Yeah, right," and it's like, "Honey, I was going to clean up the lounge after I'd finished watching the footy." "Yeah, right." Or, "Oh, I wrote you a poem." "Yeah, right." So I'll post a couple of those. They're quite humorous. They poke fun at all sorts of things, including religion, and the feminists have got up in arms, and so have Christian religions and all sorts about these ads, but they actually state the truth, and that is how I feel about Jeffrey Jackson. I felt so strongly about it that when I was approached to be involved in a documentary dealing with child sexual abuse in New Zealand, I readily agreed, and I gave the perspective of how elders would treat things and how, in fact, they would hide a lot of information. The program that was a result of this documentary was posted on a website. I'll show it here. It's called The Spin-Off, and it was the article was entitled "Silent Lambs." I'll put the link down below so that you can look at that documentary. But we thought it was reasonable to conclude that as there were 1,006 unreported cases, or actual paedophiles, more cases of child sexual abuse in Australia, given that New Zealand's population is 1/5 that of Australia, there would be likely 200 paedophiles in New Zealand known to the branch in Sydney, Australia. That's pretty sobering when you think about it. When this reporter was doing the documentary, she thought she was going to have difficulty finding people that would come forward to be interviewed for the documentary. She was actually surprised by the numbers that came forward and by the extensive nature of their abuse. In other words, the abusers had not just abused one child but multiple children, and it was known to those survivors. So we've seen this time and time again, and we know exactly the reasons for it. It's the policies of Watchtower that are deeply flawed. the two-witness rule, which effectively silences people if they don't have a witness. And let's face it, who has a witness to something that is carefully groomed, is premeditated, and is done in private? So I felt very passionately about it, and it was one of the major reasons for me becoming involved in activism, actually, was to try and bring a spotlight to this type of behaviour. I also should point out that I do want to encourage people that if they know of any cases of child sexual abuse or they are the victims, be brave, be bold, and take it to authorities, because it is only by shining the spotlight on the bad policies of this organisation that any change will be effected. And it's the spotlight of public opinion and of exposing these things that will awaken the general public to the fact that JWs aren't these very polite, nicely dressed people that come around to your door on a weekend. There is a sinister side that is hidden by the policies. I've also wanted to point out that if you do decide to leave Jehovah's Witness organisation, or more accurately, when you decide to leave, because I believe many are making that decision now, there is a very good forum where there is huge support for you that leave. I started on the Reddit XJW forum about 4 years ago, and there were 4,000 people on that forum. Today it has over 38,600 subscribers on that forum. We recently had an XJW meetup in this region, and there were around 20 people that attended. So it is growing, the exodus from Watchtower, and it's not hard to see why. There is support when you leave, and it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you leave. I'd encourage you to be brave and be bold and feel the support that is there. It is very real, it is very, very good, and I'll put the links down below for checking out the Reddit forum. That's all from me today. Thanks very much for watching, and please like this video if you do like it, and subscribe and click the bell down below, because that way you'll get a notification when our next video is posted. Thank you for watching our channel.